Hello, beautiful learners. Hope you're doing great. I'm also good by the grace of Almighty. It's our day 20 of IELTS listening. Okay, so in this lesson, we are going to practice IELTS listening practice test with answers and proper explanation for achieving band 9. So, this class is only for beginners. I mean, those who are in level A1 and A2. Okay, so before going to start our class, I just need to check whether you can hear me as well as the audio track. Just give me a few sec to check it, okay? And stay connected.
You will hear a number of different recordings, and you have to answer questions on what you hear. There'll be time for
Okay, I am quite sure that you can hear me as well as the audio track. So we can start it and let's listen the instruction from her as she was talking, okay? Let's start it.
You will hear a number of different recordings, and you have to answer questions on what you hear. There'll be time for you to read the instructions and questions, and you have a chance to check your work. All the recordings will be played only once. The test is in 4 sections. At the end of the test, you will be given 10 minutes to transfer your answers into your answer sheet. Now turn to Section 1. Section 1.
So I hope you got the instruction from her. Now we are going to practice it from question number 1 to 4, and here it says choose the correct letter A, B, or C, A, B, C, or D. Okay, now let's read the question number 1. Okay, so how did student get the university prospectus? Okay, let's highlight it and let's listen it.
1. You will hear a conversation between a student and a woman. Now listen carefully and answer questions 1 to 10.
And would like to ask you some questions.
Of course, take a seat. Which course are you thinking of applying for?
Southeast Asian Studies.
I see. Do you have a copy of the university prospectus?
Yes, I do. I downloaded it.
So, you know that it's a 4-year course, including...
So the man was saying, yes, I know, I do it, I downloaded it. So that means the man downloaded it from online and the internet. Okay, let me choose option B because it's relevant to his talk. Okay, now let's listen it for question number 2. What is the A-level requirement for the course? So what is A-level requirement? Okay, let's highlight it and let's listen it.
Loaded it.
So, you know that it's a 4-year course, including 1 year living and working in the region?
Yes, the A-level entrance requirement is BCC, right?
Yes, but on average our...
So the man was asking the A-level entrance requirement is BCC, right? And the lady was saying yes, so BCC would be the answer. So we can say BCC is in option C. So option C will be the answer for that. Okay, now let's listen it for question number 3. What A-level is the student taking? What A-level student taking? Let's listen.
Students have 3 Bs.
Are there any restrictions on the subjects that I take at A-level?
No, but we find that students studying politics, economics, history, geography or languages tend to find their first year easier. A background in at least 2 or 3 of those subjects is advantageous.
I see. I'm not studying politics or languages, but I am taking the other 3 at A-level.
So the lady was saying most students studying politics, economics, history, geography, or language. Okay, And the man replying that I'm not studying politics or language, but I'm taking the other three. That means, and the lady was saying economics, history, and geography. So economics, history, and geography, we can say it's in option D. Okay, so D would be the answer. Economics, geography, and history would be the answer. Now let's listen in for question number 4. Who can use the language lab? Okay, let's listen it for question number 4.
Are languages an important part of the course? You see, I'm not very good at them.
Languages are not a compulsory part of the course. They're optional each year. However, because students spend a year abroad, we strongly recommend that students take one for at least a year beforehand. However, there is a language lab that students are free to use during the day, regardless of the subjects they're taking.
So she's saying there is a language club that students are free to use during the day, regardless of the student subjects they are taking. That means any student can take this. So D would be the answer. Okay, now let's listen it for question 5 to 7. Here, before that, we have another instruction to follow. Let's read it. Okay, no more than 3 words or number for each answer. Okay, now let's read it for question number 5. Who decide the country in which the student will work in 3 years? So who decided? Let's listen it.
Which languages are offered?
We have 5 on offer: Vietnamese, Burmese, Thai, Indonesian, and Tagalog. They can be taken in the first, second, and fourth years. During the third year, students are expected to learn the basics of the language spoken wherever they are spending their year abroad.
I see. Can I spend my year abroad in any country in the region I choose?
Yes, as long as you can satisfy your
Okay, the man was asking, can I spend my year abroad in any country and region I choose? And the woman was replying, yeah, that means the student can choose that. Okay, so student would be the answer. Let me put it. Student. Okay. Now let's listen it for question number 6. Let's read the question. How many students want to work in either Singapore or Brunei this year? So how many students? Let's listen it.
tutors that it will benefit your studies. This year, most students have gone to Vietnam, Thailand, or the Philippines. Fewer have gone to Indonesia, Burma, Malaysia, Laos, or Cambodia. None went to Singapore or Brunei.
What does
So no one went to Singapore and Brunei. So none would be the answer. Let me put it. None. Okay. Now let's listen it for question number 8 to 10. Before that, we have another instruction to follow. Let's read it. No more than 3 words for each gap. Okay. So let's read the question first. Okay. The woman points out that the student can teach English and blah blah. So oops, it's not working. Student can teach English and blah blah to blah blah together. Let's listen it.
students generally do during their year abroad?
The vast majority help on aid projects, especially helping with water supply and sanitation in rural areas. Others get involved.
Sorry, I'm going to skip question number 7. Let's read it first. For question number 7, what's the advantage of translating and checking translation? So advantage of translating or checking translations. Let's listen it first.
Helping with water supply and sanitation in rural areas. Others get involved in teaching English or in business, particularly the logistics side of things. A small minority get jobs translating or checking translations. That's quite well paid, but your language skills have to be up to scratch.
Good. I was attracted by the idea.
Your language
Okay, so the lady was saying translating and checking translation, that's quite well paid. So well paid would be the answer. Let me put it. Oh, sorry. It will be the answer. Okay, now let's listen it for question number 8. Student can teach English and blah blah together. Let's listen it.
Skills have to be up to scratch. That's quite well paid, but your language skills have to be up to scratch.
Good. I was attracted by the idea of teaching English or doing aid work.
Okay, the student was saying I was attracted by idea of teaching English or doing aid work. So aid work would be the answer. Let me put it. Aid work would be the answer. Okay. Do aid work. Now let's listen it for question number 9. First year students can study a language or do a project but are blah blah on one. Let's listen it.
Very often it's possible to do both. That way you can also develop a wider range of skills.
Thank you for your help. Can I just check the optional courses for Year 1?
The only choice in Year 1 is a language or a project where the student creates a portfolio of background information on the countries of the region. Actually, many students do both, since they find the project contributes to their general understanding of the region, and the languages are obviously useful in preparation for going abroad. However, students are only assessed on either the language or the project, and are free to choose which one.
Okay, so she's saying students are only assessed on either the language or the project and are free to choose which one. So they will be assessed only one. So assessed would be the answer. Let me put it. Assessed would be the answer. Okay, now let's listen it for question number 10 and the last one. Okay, there are no department blah blah for first year students. Let's listen it.
Got it. And could you tell me about the scholarships that are available from the department? It says in the prospectus that there are some in addition to the ones offered by the university.
Sure. Actually, I've printed out a list. Here you are. Nothing is available for first-year students, but thereafter,
Okay, so the man was asking for the man is asking that could you please tell me could you please tell me about the scholarship that are available from the department, and the letter is saying nothing is available for first year students. So as the man was talking all about scholarships, so scholarships would be the answer. Let me put it. For scholarship department. Okay, now that's all about the today's lesson. So I hope you enjoyed this lesson and you learned a lot of things from this lesson, and I will suggest you to watch my previous lesson from my YouTube channel, and that will help you to boost up your English listening. And just keep stay with me and watching my classes. Okay, so I hope I will see you in the next class with the next class tomorrow with another new class, and till then I have to say you bye. So see you in the next class.